UFC Rio. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. I'm looking forward to talking about each of the matchups on this card after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn the post notifications on and make sure you share the video too. Also note, Fight Companion, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be live for the entire card. Don't miss it. As far as cancellations, we did lose the Walter Walker and Muhammad Usman fight. Usman pulled out yesterday, and rumor had it he was injured. New rumor is elevated levels of testosterone, so he might be going by Mohammed Usman from now on. We'll see if he ends up getting suspended and if it's confirmation or not just rumor mill BS. But wouldn't be shocked looking at the freakish build that he's got. But sad we don't get the fight. Walter Walker was ready to put it on him. And I thought inside distance, Walter Walker at plus 100 was a damn lock. But is what it is. We move forth. Let's jump into this card. Fight number one, we have Simón Oliveira versus Luan Lacerda. Featherweight fight? For Simón Oliveira, it was. He weighed in at 144 pounds for a fight that was supposed to take place at bantamweight. Obviously, respect on the Lacerda side, 136. Could the Oliveira team not have made a phone call at the least to get this fight moved up in weight and given a little respect to Luan Lacerda? No, they're trying to screw him over. Now, of course, a weight miss by 8 pounds just means you were never going to make weight in the first place. He's getting 50% of his purse taken away from him. But a guy 0-3 in the UFC, he ain't making that much. Regardless of that, the pick has been Lacerda all week. It will stay Lacerda. Yes, Simón Oliveira is cheating. Simón Oliveira did this on purpose. I do not care. I looked at the video of the weigh-in. He didn't look like he tried to cut a pound off. He actually didn't look too out of shape nor too in shape, somewhere in the middle. It's not like he was shredded to the gills where it's like, okay, you really put it on in the training camp and now he's pulling this. He looked like in shape where it's like you could have shredded off 8 pounds of water for sure. Very strange to see him come in at 144 pounds, red flags all around it. And it makes me wonder where his head is at. Obviously, a calculated move is a possibility, but it could also just be goddamn mental illness out here, unfortunately. I think that Luan Lacerda should beat him. I lean towards Lacerda to get it done in the later stages of the fight or a decision. He's better with wrestling and top control jiu-jitsu, whereas Oliveira, tricky with his submission game for sure, and a little more aggressive offensively with his hands, but I wouldn't call him a good boxer. He's cheating his way through. If Oliveira wins, I mean, shit, Lacerda accepted a fight against a featherweight as a bantamweight. So completely unfair circumstance around this fight. But I do think Lacerda should get the hand raised. I'm not going to pick flip to Oliveira because I think that he's going to lose and get cut from the UFC. I think karma's a bitch and it's coming his way. Now, looking at the fighters on the scales, do you see what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't look like a man that's completely depleted himself in an attempt to make 136 pounds. It looks like he could have cut a little more weight off. Like, obviously, there's some shredding in the cheeks there, but he's visibly lean. I don't get this. Why wouldn't you call him a week out when you knew you weren't going to make it? Hey, we're not going to do it. Let's move it to a 145. And the UFC would have done it. It doesn't make sense. Instead, he loses money for it. It's just stupidity from every angle, and it is what it is. There's Luan Lacerda. Andre Petnera's prospect. Still have to put respect on the Nova União team. I do think he's going to be technically superior. I do think that his grappling is better. Offensively with wrestling, better. Physically in better shape, but at a size disadvantage. So this fight has become a stupid one. Yeah, unfortunate. Now, as far as the face-offs between the two of them, you can see that Simón Oliveira is not 5'4". They're similar in height. Obviously, the man that's a featherweight has a tiny bit of a thickness advantage. How does Oliveira show up so confident and excited at a face-off? Like, doesn't make sense to me. He should be ashamed of himself. 50% of his purse is getting taken from him. And win or lose, I think the UFC is giving him his walking papers. I've always felt that Luan Lacerda is a guy that has some potential in this game. Obviously, he's been out for a while, but I think his ceiling is higher than his opponents. And Simone Oliveira is a journeyman at best. Luan Lacerda, he could also be on his way to, Brazilian journeymanhood, but I think that he could pull it off. But I don't like it at minus 275. It is a wide ass line, especially for a guy fighting somebody in a different weight class than him. Plus 235 for Oliveira. What I'd say I like the most on this fight is over 1.5 rounds, sits at minus 140. I anticipate this fight going over 1.5. I'd write this down as something to consider. I feel good about an over. I expect this fight to head into the second or third round. Curious to see if Oliveira has a stronger finish because of this serious weight miss. Lacerda by decision plus 450 is my initial lean for what's going to end up happening. Lacerda is known for the submissions, as is Oliveira. It's stupid. I like over 1.5. There's something there. Over 1.5. Nothing else really calls me. Nothing else really moves the needle for me. Nothing else makes me say go jump. I think it's Lacerda to win on the cards. Over 1.5. I mean, if you want to go a Lacerda money line, just like recognize that you're putting money on a bantamweight versus a featherweight, which just is red flags all around. So obviously, if I would have known beforehand that we're going to have a featherweight Oliveira versus a bantamweight Lacerda, I don't think I would have had the same confidence in Lacerda that I had earlier in the week, which I don't have now, but I am going to predict he wins. But I do feel good about an over 1.5. I don't think Oliveira submits Lacerda in the first round. I don't think Lacerda submits Oliveira in the first. I see competitive few rounds of work. Potentially Lacerda's top game is enough to get a stoppage at some point, but could also see just 3 rounds back and forth, judges' scorecards. And I'll favor Lacerda as the more technical fighter. But yeah, weight disadvantage is going to be a big red flag around it. We shall see what goes down on fight day. But we'll stick with Lacerda for now. Or permanently. We'll stick with Lacerda. Next fight on the card, ladies going after it. Julia Polastri versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I've been picking the side of Polastri to get the win against the aging Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She's a nasty favorite, obviously. Now, I don't love seeing a 1-2 girl as such a massive favorite in the UFC against anybody, but Karolina is towards that back end of her career. She's 4-2 in her last 6 fights. So she, it's got some W's. Last win came in 2023 against Diana Belbita. What does that really mean, though? Belbita's always been quite mediocre. Last 2 are losses to Lucindo and Denise Gomes. Both girls, though, are capable Brazilians, as is Julia Polastri. I feel like Julia Polastri has real potential. She's only 27. She's got an aggressive style, very much walk you down, throw big shots. Good on the ground, good in the stand-up, nice straight right, power advantage, I think wrestling advantage, physicality advantage, youth factor. It seems to me Julia Polastri should go out and win no matter where this fight takes place. I think she can get it on the ground, out-grappling Karolina, and I definitely think she can tune her up in the stand-up game. I think it's Julia Polastri for the W all day as far as this matchup goes. Looking at the ladies on the scales, Polastri looked real good, in shape, ready to go. Rocking the fucking blonde with the black in the hair. Some real aura she had at the weigh-ins. On the opposite side, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. I got to say, at 39, she looks amazing. She looks 30. Babyface Karolina Kowalkiewicz, still looking fantastic. I got to give respect to Karolina. Now, as far as the actual fight, though, I don't think she's beaten Julia Polastri. Looking at the face-off between the two of them, no crazy tell. You could note it that Polastri is a little more shredded. But, the face-off is not going to change any opinions. Most likely outcome is Polastri hand raised. There is the consideration of Polastri's power and pressure making the difference and potentially a submission in the later stages. But Karolina Kowalkiewicz has always been a tough out and a girl that can push it for 3 rounds. So, over 2.5 is sensible with the ladies matchup. Looking at it, we have Polastri at minus 550, Kowalkiewicz around plus 400. And then you look towards the side of these lines here, okay? Over 2.5 at 4-1. There's no magic to be made there. There's no excitement on it. But yeah, that probably is what's going down. I anticipate these ladies in a competitive but Polastri winning 3-rounder. Looking towards some more of it, all right? Polastri inside distance around plus 250. I do think Polastri is live for a finish against an aging Carolina. I could see her rocking Carolina with a club and sub. I could see the potential of her beating her up with big shots, hurting her. I think the power advantage Polastri is a big factor. I'm going to lean towards, Polastri on the cards officially, but minus 190 would be a not betting territory for a prop. But plus 250 for inside distance when there's a possibility of a finish and a girl this big of a favorite, but the inside distance line is that wide, doesn't seem like a terrible idea. So Polastri to win inside distance, man, I got to stop fucking up. I keep closing out the screen. But Polastri to pull through is the sensible side. Minus 550. Yes, it's crazy wide, but yes, it's going to happen. I don't think Kowalkiewicz can wrestle with her. I don't think she has the strike speed to keep up. She's getting worked. Next fight on the card, we have Lucas Rocha versus Stewart Nicoll. Throughout the week, I've been picking Lucas Rocha, and I still am picking Lucas Rocha. Listen, Lucas Rocha's striking is the advantage here. He's a really dangerous stand-up fighter. His Muay Thai kickboxing is good, and he throws with aggressive power. Training with Chute Box Diego Lima, I'm anticipating vast improvements fight to fight. 25 years of age, his second UFC chance here against the 30-year-old and Stewart Nicoll, who's 0-1 in the UFC and has half the amount of professional fight experience. Stewart Nicoll is heavily overrated because of a purple belt jiu-jitsu bronze medal and, some good grappling over in Australia. But the level of opposition he was facing pre-UFC doesn't compare to what Lucas Rocha brings to the table. In his UFC debut, Stewart Nicoll was submitted in the first round by Jesus Aguilar. He had his back, and then he got too high, reversed, and gillied quick, put to sleep. Lucas Rocha got absolutely handled by Clayton Carpenter, but Clayton Carpenter is a menace to society. Clayton Carpenter's a savage. I think that we see Lucas Rocha beat a Stewart Nicoll here. Even though Rocha showed, maybe red flags around the grappling defense against Clayton Carpenter a year ago, I'm expecting closing up, any holes and deficiencies with takedown defense. I don't think Stewart Nicoll is nearly the athlete or specimen of a fighter that Clayton Carpenter is. I also really just don't feel too high about Stewart Nicoll outside of, some jiu-jitsu skill that remains to be seen what it is at a high level. I'm going to predict that Lucas Rocha wins, and I really do think Lucas Rocha is live to do damage here. If Nicoll's caught up in a firefight on the feet, I could see him getting knocked out. I could see him looking like Shannon Ross out there, getting chin like the fellow Aussie here in the flyweight division. I'm going to go with Lucas Rocha, the younger prospect, to get the win over the 30-year-old prospect, especially in the flyweight division. I think Lucas Rocha has some upside. Diego Lima, shoot that box. It's the right crew for him. I'm telling you. Now, Lucas Rocha, he might not be a part of Fighting Nerds, but he got the geeky aura about himself, and it works for him. There he is on the scale. Looks excited, looks ready to go, rocking the signature shoot the box bling bling blonde. And then on the opposite side, Stewart Nicoll kind of looks like a miniature version of Robert Whittaker if you squint at him. Looks like his baby brother, rocking the mustache. I think that mustache might be knocked off his face at the end. I feel like Rocha is going to handle. I don't believe in Stewart Nicoll here. It was a good, intense face-off between the two. I think Rocha's got the upside. He's got the potential. Both guys smirking at each other. I like Rocha's explosive style, his aggressive striking. The Shoot the Box Diego Lima team is the right team for a guy like him. Close money on the line, though. Minus 117 for the side of Lucas Rocha. Stewart Nicoll sitting at minus 103. I like Rocha to pull it off here. Let's see what the KO prop is looking like later on in the week. Rocha's got power, and he's not afraid to slug. Rocha's violence first. Rocha to win by KO, plus 195, upwards of plus 200. I really think that Rocha is going to be aggressive, and I think that he's going to be able to back Nicoll up and outstrike him and defend takedowns. Under 2.5 is minus 164. Seeing an under at favorite status for a flyweight fight is always interesting, but both guys, proven finishers. Rocha with the striking, Nicoll with the grappling. Most significant strikes, Rocha at minus 150. I'm going to say yes to as well. I think he can handle. I think Rocha goes out there and knocks him out. I think his power will pay off in Brazil too. especially Stewart Nicoll flew out like Monday. He got to Brazil. So time difference all the way from Australia. That's crazy. I would fly out 2 weeks before. He decided to do it just, several days before. I think that's a red flag in itself. Lucas Ocha's striking is deadly. He's got good power in both hands. He's got nasty kicks to the legs. He's willing to exchange. If he's stopping takedowns and striking, I think Stewart Nicoll's getting knocked out. We're going Lucas Ocha by KO in this fight. Next fight, the ladies going after it. Irina Alekseeva versus Beatriz Mesquita. This was one of those picks where I'm like, oh, I think Alekseeva could get her. Maybe her size is a factor. On Sunday, I may have been slightly delirious. I don't know. I was right in the high of 320, and maybe I was a little bit twisted. Now, Beatriz Mesquita is going to look to get this fight to the ground. Alekseeva, I feel like she's in a spot where she needs a knockout. She's got some striking for sure, and she's got the credentials in grappling, but she's not a fighter that has really shown any improvements. And I said on Monday, I want to wait until we see the scales, how these ladies going to look. Now, this is typical Alekseeva going nuts. Looks like a 14-year-old cousin of mine. I'll be honest, I'm not even joking around. Beatriz Mesquita with the absolute bosoms and a half, looking in really good shape, training at American Top Team. Her striking is mediocre, but does it really take that good of striking to then land a takedown? And then another element of this fight is the complete lie of the stature, right? I was expecting Alekseeva to tower over Mesquita here, being 5'8" to 5'4". Simply wrong, okay? These girls are the same height. Beatriz Mesquita, more muscular, physically more imposing. Also, Alekseeva was jumping around like a crazy person at the weigh-ins, which for me, that's a red flag. So I am pick flipping. I'm going to go with Beatriz Mesquita to win this fight. I think she could end up winning a control-based decision or potentially becomes the first woman to submit Alekseeva. I truly feel like Alekseeva seemed nervous energy and very jittery. Also, seeing that the size is similar between the two, and I actually favor the size of the grappler and Beatriz Mesquita. How long can Alekseeva strike for? And it's not like Alekseeva has hyper elite striking. Now, I don't think Beatriz Mesquita is very good. I think her stand-up sucks. I think her jiu-jitsu is great. I think her takedowns are decent. I think Alekseeva has mediocre takedown defense at best. She isn't a power puncher. She's a wild puncher. But with the way she throws all these wild shots, she's probably going to end up on her back. I think that if I stuck with Alekseeva, I would regret it. I'd almost rather go against it. And then if somehow, some way Alekseeva wins, I'll say, wow, my delusion was right on a Sunday. Whatever. I just don't think that's likely. I think 9 times out of 10, Beatriz Mesquita is going to win this fight. And I can't pick a 1 out of 10 call. As the week has gone on, I realized I was delusional. I spent more time sitting on this fight. And I'm like, Alekseeva's not knocking anybody out. She's getting out grappled in fights by girls with less of a credentialed grappling game. Beatriz Mesquita training at ATT. She's got Pahumpa in the corner. I favor Beatriz to win. Now, we've never seen Alekseeva submitted before. Granted, we've never seen Alekseeva fight this level of jiu-jitsu. Bia Mesquita to win by submission currently sits at -130. Mesquita KO plus 550. Mesquita inside distance minus 210. Something to note is Beatriz Mesquita does have a bit of ground and pound. It's not crazy if she pounded out Alekseeva at plus 550, got to mount, and Alekseeva couldn't move. I could see that. Could also see her getting the strangle. Decision win for Mesquita is plus 300. The prop betting side of this one, it's like Alekseeva getting pinned and pounded on seems likely. It's just whether or not she gives up the sub. I could see Alekseeva giving the sub up and being like, I'm done. This girl's got me. If Mesquita gets on top, it's wraps. And I think she's eventually going to get on top. I think she's going to control the first round and then probably finish in the second. She has been a good second round finisher. Mesquita by ground and pound KO is live here, and those are the widest odds for the prop. But, it's degenerate shit. I think that Alekseeva, she's just mid, man. I can't pick the mid can. I can't pick a girl that never shows improvement. I can't pick a girl that slugs wild fist and misses from distance. I can't pick a girl who's showing up all animated and nervous at the weigh-in. And I can't pick a girl that they're saying is 5'8", but looks the same height as her 5'4" opponent. Where's the edge for her? I think she's eventually on her back. And I think when she's on her back, she's completely fucked. Beatriz Mesquita should give her a grappling lesson. I think she gets it done. I think live for the first girl to finish Alekseeva won't shock me. But if Mesquita just controlled position and won a snooze fest of a decision, I wouldn't be sitting here that surprised. I think at minus 150, over 1.5 is live, but there's a lot better over 1.5s on this card, I feel, than this matchup specifically. Now, if Alekseeva somehow wins, my God, I'm going to fucking kick myself hard. But it's almost like I'd rather kick myself hard on the front of saying, fuck, I pick flipped against something that I thought was delusional, than stick with something that I really think has a low likelihood of happening and then being wrong. I just want to pick flip now. I feel better about Beatriz getting it to the ground. She looked in phenomenal shape on the scale, and I think that she's going to pressure grapple, and I think that Alekseeva has no answer when this fight hits the ground, and I expect it to go there. So Mesquita to win is the pick flip, and I think I'm on the right side of history. Next fight on the card, Vitor Petrino versus Thomas Petersen. I've been picking the side of Vitor Petrino throughout the entire week, and I think that he handles business. I'm not worried about this pick. He looks great at heavyweight, coming in at 250 pounds of solid muscle. He's got a 3.5-pound weight advantage over Thomas Petersen, and he looks like the bigger heavyweight. Vitor Petrino is a specimen athlete. Dangerous power in both hands. Jiu-jitsu skills are solid. Athleticism very high. Now, Thomas Petersen is a tricky southpaw. Deceptive boxing skills, deceptive takedown threats. He's an awkward fighter. But I really don't think he has much of a chance to do damage to Petrino. So if you're picking the Petersen side, you're really relying on Petrino gassing out, and you're believing that Petersen can absorb some thunderous power shots on the feet. I have a hard time seeing Petersen have success in the wrestling within the first 8 minutes of the fight. If he is to land some takedowns, I think it's against a third round Petrino who's gassing a bit. I don't know if Petrino's going to gas in round 3. I don't know if we're going to get to round 3. I think that Vitor Petrino has the serious knockout power to completely change this fight with one shot. We saw Thomas Petersen getting overzealous in striking, boxing with Shamil Gaziev, and then he was flatlined. In his last fight, it was a wrestle-heavy performance, beating a guy who is pretty mediocre in Dontel Mays. Yes, Petrino beat a mediocre Austin Lane, but he made it look easy, and he showcased his ground skills there. Vitor Petrino's grappling skills are very sound, though the Anthony Smith submission loss is a stain. It was a fight IQ mistake elevating him in the air and then getting put in a gilly. He doesn't make that mistake here. I think they're going to be mixing it up on the feet. Petersen fails a couple takedowns. I think the power of Petrino carries. I think Petersen's getting knocked out. I'm going Petrino by KO in Brazil. I see him winning this fight inside distance, and I do anticipate a violent knockout for him as well. All right, Peter Griffin Petersen. There he is. Listen, Peter looks, like he normally does. He looks just like Peter Griffin. He's a tough test for unranked guys, but Petrino has upside. Petrino looks like a freak on the scale. To be honest, Petrino looks like he'll be testing positive for shit. I don't know how this guy's natural. I don't get it. He's 250 pounds of solid muscle. Guy's just built like a different animal. My God. And then the face-off between the two of them. You can see Petrino is the larger man of the two. I think Vitor Petrino is knocking Petersen out. I think Petrino's heavyweight run, at the very least, is going to be a fun one. I don't know about him making it to the elites of the division. But beating a Thomas Petersen makes too much sense to me. I think Petrino's freakish size is definitely going to aid into the takedown defense. And I think big shots are coming. And I don't think Petersen survives. Minus 315 for Petrino. Petersen in the plus 200 range as a big underdog. Looking towards Vitor Petrino to win by a prop. What do I like? Inside distance makes sense for me. Inside distance around minus 110. I like, just in case he decides to use some jiu-jitsu. He's got the sub skills. Petrino decision plus 240. Petrino KO plus 140. Petrino submission plus 550. He could win a decision, but I think he's getting a knockout. I'm favoring the side of this fight finishing. I think Vitor Petrino looks deadly in this matchup. It's a fight that he can thrive in. Petersen gets caught with some stupid shit, mixing it up with the hands, fails some takedowns. The superior athlete in Petrino clobbers him with some big shots, and I think Petersen melts to the serious power. I'm going Petrino by knockout, and I think it's going to be in the first 2 rounds here. So I think this fight does go under 2.5 rounds as well. Next fight on the card, Jafel Filho versus Clayton Carpenter. I've been picking Clayton Carpenter to win. Definitely a toss-up fight of the night. I expect a violent back-and-forth scrap between two guys that are fun to watch at 125. Both guys have sound grappling games. Filho, the better jiu-jitsu. Carpenter, the better wrestling. Striking-wise, I'd say Carpenter is a little bit better with pressure, slightly more aggressive, but Filho has a pretty good chin. He get rocked bad by Alvarez, but recovers quite well. Has a bit of power in his hands. It can mix up some strikes. He's a good kickboxer. Carpenter, more in-your-face aggressiveness, and then the close-range boxing I favor towards the side of Carpenter. I think Carpenter's wrestling is superior, but mixing up on the ground with Filho is risky territory. Jafel Filho is a very good grappler. He has high-level jiu-jitsu. I don't know with Filho. That last fight against Nascimento was like red flags all around for me. He sold bad against Nascimento. Now, supposedly he got bit by a spider pre-fight and he was coming in under the weather. So, you know, you could always consider the what-if factor. Clayton Carpenter is flying down to Brazil, attempting to really go savage mode USA. I think it's going to be a competitive 3-round affair. I really look at Carpenter taking Ulanbekov down as a positive. Yes, he lost to Ulanbekov, but I do think that's a growing performance for him at the young age of 29. He's a good prospect, man. MMA lab fighter. They always have good grappling defense. Their striking is on point. Clayton Carpenter is no anomaly. I don't think that he's on his way to the top 5. I'm going to tell you guys that straight up. Neither is Filho. I see it as a hard-fought back and forth. I see Carpenter landing a little more, mixing it up, and maybe finishing the fight a little bit stronger into a 29-28 competitive decision. I think it's back and forth. I think that it's, you know, very competitive and maybe even arguable results in the end. But I do think that the Carpenter side can find a way here. Clayton Carpenter on the scale looks in fantastic shape, shredded up, ready to go. He's a hell of an athlete. And there's a lot of upside on the young Clayton Carpenter right now. Jafel Filho on the opposite side looks pretty good too. I respect both guys a lot. They're similar level for sure. Experience advantage Filho. But the potential on the table is what I like for the side of Carpenter. I really feel like these two are almost the same person. Filho is the Brazilian version of the same archetype of human that Clayton Carpenter is. They both look like they're pastors in their spare time. Look at the face-off. Respectable face-off. I'm telling you, bro, you squint. It's like that's the white version of him. There's the Brazilian version of him, the American version of him. I'm going with the American. Is it my USA bias? No, it is not. I think Clayton Carpenter is a superior athlete. I think Clayton Carpenter's got that dog in him, that grit factor can win him the fight. We can talk all day about spider bites, but Filho got outdogged at the end by Nascimento. And I think Clayton Carpenter brings a more serious power threat on the feet and a more serious wrestling threat than that former foe in Nascimento. So I'm going to go with the side of Carpenter to pull it off. In a competitive back and forth fight, he should win it on the judges' scorecards. Odds are essentially even. Minus 105 for Filho, minus 115 for Carpenter, and for good reason. And for damn good reason. These odds should be close. It's a close-ass fight. Over 2.5 rounds, minus 153. I think we're going over 2.5. I think that Carpenter wins a competitive decision, plus 175. The spread on Filho, what is that? Spread on Filho is 2-1. If he wins a round, I think that's very live. Let's see. Most takedowns. Carpenter. What's most significant strikes? Carpenter, most significant strikes, minus 160. I think he's a little cleaner in kickboxing. A little better with his hands. A little more aggressive offensively with striking. I'm going to say Clayton Carpenter pulls off the W. Biggest win of his life for sure. Massive spot in Brazil. Clayton Carpenter takes the tough fights, man. Have to respect him. Ulanbekov last time to Filho here. Come on, bro. That demands respect. I think Carpenter's winning it. I'm going to go with his side. Next fight on the card, featured prelim of the night. Lucas Almeida versus Michael Aswell. I'm going to tell you guys right now. Lucas Almeida has a broken hand. We saw it while watching the weigh-ins. His hand was eerily swollen, okay? Check this picture out. Look at this picture here. We're going to zoom into the hand. Look at that hand. Yes, that's him. Look at the hand. Look at the right hand. Look how swollen it is. Nasty swelling. Looks like a serious break. Another picture, another angle. We'll zoom this one in a little more as well. Look at that. Still swollen. A little blurry for this one, but still swollen. Now I'm going to show you guys what he looked like in a previous weigh-in. Likes to put the right hand on his heart, okay? And the picture is gone. All right. We'll bring it in somewhere else. I don't know where the hell it went. Let's add it to the fucking screen now. All right, let's bring this image up. I want to show you guys this image. Where the hell did it go? There it is. Okay. Look at his hand here. Look. Normal looking hand, right? Normal looking hand. So that's a previous weigh-in. So this is not like some thing that he just has a weird looking hand. No, it's not. Boom. Look at that. 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 Bro, his right hand is broken. I'm not picking a guy with a broken right hand. I'm picking Michael Aswell to win. Pick flip. There's no reason. Don't stick with Almeida. If Almeida pulls off the Rocky story fighting with one fucking hand like this is a damn movie, God bless him. But I can't do that. Michael Aswell is a relentless pressure fighter who's good at boxing. And I got a one-handed Lucas Almeida trying to defend against that. There's a real chance that Aswell breaks him with pressure and knocks him out. Almeida is taking this fight because he needs money. There, I said it. That's the truth. Alessandro Costa fought injured recently against Alden Korea, lost. Now we have Almeida taking this fight. He needs money. His hands fight. He can't pull out. Got a camp to pay off. I don't know what the fuck happened with that hand. I'd love to hear what happened. I don't know how he broke it. Did he go punch a wall? Did he fall? I don't know. Did he break it? Hitting pads? The hand is disgustingly swollen. I hope this fight doesn't get canceled. I'm going to pick Michael Aswell to outwork him. I think that Aswell could actually put him away as well. I think Aswell has got to be good to go. He's a relentless pressure boxer. I mean, listen, if Aswell was like more of a grappler only, maybe we would say, oh, well, Almeida could, threaten with some jiu-jitsu. Now Almeida has to try and wrestle. He's not that good of an offensive grappler. He's got okay grappling, but he's a Muay Thai striker first and foremost, and he uses both hands. He needs that right hand. That big right hand is one of his key shots. Doesn't have it here. And now we got Aswell throwing heavy fist. I can't pick a guy with one hand. I'm going Michael Aswell. If Almeida pulls it off, call it a fucking Rocky story. But I make picks based on logic. And logic tells me if in a close fight where I felt torn on the pick that they're going to be back and forth, and now I know that one guy has a missing hand, he has it, but he can't use it, pick the other side. Michael Aswell's relentless with pressure boxing. He's a 3-round pressure-based fighter. He's got knockout ability. He's got KOs. I think he could definitely knock Lucas Almeida out if Almeida's fighting with one hand. Possibility as well. I don't want to say Almeida takes a dive. He's not going to dive, but possibility he lays down because he realizes he ain't got a shot and ends up, turtling up after some big shots from Aswell land. There's Aswell weighing in, smile on his face. He's cheeky smiling. Looks like our American Benoit Saint-Denis, ready to rock and roll. And then Lucas Almeida putting the left fist in the air. Trying to hide that other hand, huh? Likes that right hand. There he is. Come on, man. I'm not picking the guy with one hand, and probably nobody should. It's danger territory. There's the face-off, too. Aswell, a little shorter. He's going to have to overcome a little, bit of height, but I think he'd be fine, especially with a one-handed Almeida. Almeida going to be punching down at him. Watch for Aswell to land overhand rights and left hooks over the top. Watch for Aswell to stay in his face and back him up and hit him hard. And Almeida might turtle up, man. Almeida could give in here for sure. I'm going to go with Aswell to pull off the W. We'll go on the opposite side. Minus 160 for Aswell. Almeida plus 140. I'm not picking a one-handed fighter. I'm just not doing that. That's just stupid. Looking towards the odds of this fight. Over 2.5, minus 160. Bro, a one-handed Almeida is probably getting finished. I feel like Aswell inside distance at plus 375 has to be crazy live right now. If Almeida goes 3 rounds with one hand, props to him against a boxing pressure fighter that can wrestle a bit too. Come on now. Probably Aswell by KO at plus 425. I think because of the hand all fucked up, you can sprinkle down the KO. Aswell by knockout. Aswell to dominate the fight. I think it's going to be one-sided. Aswell to dominate over 3.5 points, plus 145. And then if you want to play Almeida, you could go under 67.5 significant strikes. With one hand, going to be hard to land 67.5. Look for him to be hesitant to throw right hands. Probably gets cracked by Aswell with some big shots. Aswell, if he notices what we all noticed, is definitely going to look to attack early. And I think Aswell inside distance or Aswell KO, both very good plays, but you could just consider a straight money line at minus 160. If you want to pick a guy with one hand in Lucas Almeida, more power to you. I wish you luck, but I'm not going to do that. Michael Aswell can mix it up with him. Michael Aswell can box with him. The reason I liked Almeida early, and I was torn on it, I won't lie to you, I almost picked flip without the hand shit. Almeida making weight is a red flag because when he makes weight, that third round's trouble, and Aswell's relentless with pressure. So I got Almeida, who's had weight cutting issues, making weight, and now he's got one hand. Aswell all day. Aswell KO. Aswell to break him. Aswell to win. Minus 160, though. Very money lineable as well. But definitely the inside distance or knockout prop jump out when you got a one-handed fighter on the opposite side. And Aswell, a violence-first boxer with some solid wrestling, too. Trains with Joshua Van's team at 4-Ounce Fight Club. They're producing amazing prospects. If you're in that area of, Houston, Texas, I believe they're at, bruh, I would go out and train with them right now if I was there. That's the spot for sure. So, Aswell, W, incoming. Next fight on the card. It's our main card opener. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the show. Subscribe it up. Ricardo Ramos versus Kaan Ofli going after it here. I like the side of Ricardo Ramos. I don't think Kaan Ofli is UFC level. His boxing is mid. His wrestling is okay. He's a pressure in your face, take you down, hold you down type of wrestler. Okay, he had some wins on The Ultimate Fighter, but dog, The Ultimate Fighter level competition is lower than Contender Series, and we have seen some mediocre shit off of the winners from Contender Series. Imagine some of the losers. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Ultimate Fighter wins are exhibition fights. Inside the UFC, 0-2. Destroyed by Myron Santos. Lost the decision to Naimov. Ricardo Ramos is a very dangerous fighter. He's a finisher in all areas. Submissions or knockouts. Striking, advantage. Jiu-jitsu, advantage. Advantage for Ofli, wrestling. But Ramos is not easy to just take down and control. Still went 3 hard rounds with Chepe Mariscal, and Ramos just spinning with those back elbows until the end of the goddamn fight. I'm going Ricardo Ramos to win this one. And I think he's due for a finish. I'm going Ramos by knockout. I think he gets it done inside distance. I think it's going to be a highlight reel. Now, of course, I know some of the community, I've been talking with you guys. A lot of people actually like Ramos on the decision side of things. But I really feel like Ofli is the perfect canvas for Ramos to paint the picture of a violent finish on. He's 30 years old, coming into his prime now against a guy in Kaan Ofli who has a 6-inch reach disadvantage, isn't good at boxing, is really just wrestling only. He's jacked, he's strong, but, it ain't bodybuilding, it ain't powerlifting, it's fighting. And Ricardo Ramos, skinny, with that wiry frame, I think is the perfect fight for him. Ramos pulls it off. Looking at the scales, let's check them out. Ramos, listen, years ago, I was crazy high on Ramos. I felt like he was like a second coming of Oliveira. It hasn't happened for him yet, and I don't know if it ever will, but my God, I don't see him losing to Kaan Ofli. There's Ofli on the scale, absolutely jacked. Guy's built like a savage. Listen, his ground skills, decent. Wrestling, solid. Striking, not good. Jiu-jitsu, mediocre at best. There's a face-off between the two. I think Ramos is going to handle business. Come on now. Ricardo Ramos should hold the fort down. Ricardo Ramos should get the damn hand raised. Come on, just look at Ramos, man. Doesn't he have max aura? Doesn't Ramos have aura right now? Come on. I really think that this is Ricardo Ramos' big chance to shine. Come on now. Come on. Ricardo Ramos, he was rocking the Fighting Nerds glasses. He's been training with Myra and Santos. Has he been working with the Fighting Nerds crew at all? Fighting Nerds crew. He's been training with them lately. I like to see that. So he's been doing some work with Fighting Nerds. I get it. The Fighting Nerds are slumping. I know. The hype on Fighting Nerds is not it, but he's wearing the Fighting Nerds glasses, and I had to double check it. Yes, he's been training with them. I think that Ricardo Ramos puts the Fighting Nerds team back on track and gets a nice win here against Kaan Ofli. This should be a one-sided fight. I don't think Ofli is UFC level. Minus 200 for Ramos, Ofli plus 170. Looking towards the betting side of this fight, we have over 2.5, minus 142. I'm going inside distance Ramos. I don't give a fuck. Ramos ITD plus 200. Ramos KO plus 450. I think Ramos could knock Ofli out. Working with Myron Santos, who also knocked out Kaan Ofli. Ramos has these moments where he looks so damn good. When he's on, he's on. And I'm telling you, I think he's going to be on here. Ramos in shape in Brazil. This is Ramos at his best. I think Ramos gets the finish. I think inside distance at 2-1 is good. But plus 450 KO for Ramos, DJ and Sprinkle. I like that one. I'm going Ramos to knock him out. And obviously, Ramos straight money line I'm feeling good about too. I think he handles business. It's Ricardo Ramos with the chance to showcase. And I think he's going to live up to it here. He's 30 years old, hitting his prime now. He's a grown man now. And I see him winning it. Next fight on the main card, Jhonata Diniz versus Mario Pinto. I'm picking Mario Pinto. Going with Pinto as the dog savage lock. I think Pinto wins as an underdog here. And everybody's picking him, which I hate. But at the end of the day, I like the matchup for him. I think he's going to be faster from striking at range, right? With Diniz, more plodding pressure, nice calf kicks, nice left hook. But I think Pinto is going to have an advantage striking from the outside. I think he's going to be able to catch Diniz coming forward. I think he's going to be able to tie up with him. I think he can surprise him with takedowns. Diniz does have power. There's red flags on if Diniz lands big, does Pinto fold? But Pinto's got a good recovery game. Yes, Pinto doesn't have the credentials in striking that Diniz has, but I think he has more athletic tools than Jhonata Diniz. The worry is Diniz dropping hammers on him. The Alvin Hines fight, he looked bad, but then Hines tested positive for boatloads of steroids. So I get it. Mario Pinto has, I feel, the strike speed advantage, the distance kickboxing edge. Diniz has the better calf kicks, and Diniz has probably the better close range left hook. I would say Pinto has a dangerous overhand right. I also think Pinto has more dexterity with his legs, more likely to throw up high kicks. I would also say that Pinto is more likely to be the MMA fighter here. If there is takedowns in this fight, I favor it to be towards Pinto, mixing in grappling. Note that Pinto was also an amateur MMA fighter before transition into pro MMA. Young guy at 27. That's baby for the heavyweight division. I just don't know about Diniz. 9-1, but like the upside, what is it? Okay, they give him a striker. So like Diniz should be the favorite. It's weird to see though. I don't love that everybody's on it. I feel like y'all are drinking me, man. But I think that Pinto can pull it off. I feel like Pinto's pretty good. I think Diniz, he hits hard. He's got a big left hook, but I think Pinto's going to be hard to find. I get he had a bad first round against Austin Lane, but so did Diniz. Let's look at the scales. Pinto looks ready to go. Full-size heavyweight with them chubby cheeks, man. Opposite side of it. Diniz, ready to rock and roll. He's always looked like a Brazilian Peter Griffin to me. Got the gothic earrings in. And let's look at the face-off between the two. Mario Pinto won the face-off. Put the left hand on the shoulder. He's calculating range. Okay, Tom Aspinall, I see you. I think that Mario Pinto can find some shots on Diniz. I think he could put Diniz's lights out, but if it was a decision, I wouldn't be shocked. Pinto's tactical. Pinto could win a decision. I could see Pinto mixing in a takedown, getting some control. I think with striking and grappling, like, yeah, Diniz defended Carl Williams' takedowns throughout the first 2 rounds, but Carl Williams is pretty shit. But besides that, Carl Williams' game is wrestling first. Pinto strike first and then can engage in wrestling and grappling. I like the Pinto side. I'm going to pick Pinto to win it still. Nothing's changing. I think he can do pretty well here with Diniz. I think he can strike nice with Diniz. I think he can catch him with fast shots. Plus 122. He opened as a plus 190. Now it's come down to plus 102. The line has been bet like crazy for Pinto. Minus 142 for Diniz. My God. Ain't that something? Ain't that something, man? Holy shit. Line's getting close. The minus 100. Yo, Pinto might flip to favorite status. Diniz now minus 122. The world picking Pinto, I guess me included. Play over 1.5 is dangerous with these big boys. I don't like the props. I like the money line of Pinto. Pinto by KO plus 275. Pinto by decision plus 350. Pinto most significant strikes plus 140. I say yes. I like that. Right. I like Pinto most significant strikes. Spread's dangerous because it's going to be a finish. Or there could be a finish, but could go spread. I like Pinto to win, guys. I see Pinto handling it, man. Don't sleep on Mario Pinto. The kid's got athletic tools that stand out. He's got good timing on his punches. He's the superior boxer. Though he doesn't have the credentialed kickboxing career that Jhonata Diniz has. I like the side of Pinto, guys. I do. I think so. Mario Pinto, to pull it off, something feels good about that for me. Something tells me Mario Pinto can do the damn thing. Striking from distance, big power shots, overhand right, hand speed, if need be, grappling, superior athlete, dealing with the power hitter, but more of the plotter engine is. I'm a favor of the MMA fighter. I'm going Pinto for the W as the underdog in this fight. Savage dog locking it. Next fight, featured fight of the night. We got Vicente Luque versus Yoel Alvarez. I've been picking Yoel Alvarez all week, and as the week goes on, I just realize how unlikely it is that Vicente Luque performs against a full-size Yoel Alvarez at 170. I think Alvarez finishes him. He's a very fast starter. His jiu-jitsu's nasty, good Darce chokes, power in both hands, aggressive style, nasty elbows in close. He's really good in all areas. Puts a pace on opponents, man. Vicente Luque, brain bleed back in 2022. Badly knocked out by Jeff Neal. Comes back with a win over an aging RDA. Badly knocked out by Buckley. Comes back with a quick win over mediocre Temba. But Temba, you know, he did beat Ramiz, but it was a Ramiz who looked terrible. Kevin Holland fucked him up last time and strangled him and landed some big shots. I think that Yoel Alvarez should have a field day with Vicente Luque here, and I think he probably chokes him out. I think he's live for a Darce. He could end up pulling off big shots and getting a KO, but I think the Yoel Alvarez side is the W side in this matchup right here. I look at Yoel Alvarez and something just tells me it's Alvarez to handle business. Now, looking towards the face-offs, the scales, etc., is that going to change anything? No, I don't think so. Vicente Luque, he just reminds me of like these journeyman Brazilians now. I don't know how to describe it. The aura and mystique that he once has is gone. I have watched him forever. His whole career. I watched him on The Ultimate Fighter as a young chap on the come up. And now we got to find Yoel Alvarez on the opposite side. Getting too excited. Bro, Alvarez looks like a goddamn middleweight. If I told you this dude was a middleweight, you wouldn't question me. Looks more jacked than we've ever seen. Full-size Yoel Alvarez is crazy, right? Bro looks fucking stacked now. I don't know how the fuck he was at 155. Bro, this is super Yoel Alvarez. Looks like they put him on the fucking sauce. They did a year-long cycle or some shit. Yo, what the fuck? Yoel Alvarez is going to destroy Vicente, guys. I'm going inside distance. It's Alvarez time. Win streak. Momentum in his favor. New weight class. Not dying to make weight. Like, come on. Alvarez should look better than ever before. I got him winning this fight. Now, looking towards the odds for the matchup. Yoel Alvarez is 6-1. Luque sitting at plus 450. I think Alvarez ITD is the lock of locks. I'd be surprised if Luque survives. Under 2.5 is minus 360. Alvarez inside distance. If you can get minus 275, it's highly likely. Alvarez by submission does stand out at plus 160, though KO is possible at plus 115. See how fucking jacked he looks. His power could handle. Alvarez is known for second round finishes. You know, if you look at the last few, to be fair, he's known for first and second. 5 in the second, 1 in the third, and then some more in the second. He does got some first round knockouts though. Luque on the opposite side, he has never been finished in round number 1, but also he's never fought Yoel Alvarez and a super Yoel Alvarez. I think Alvarez is going to completely dominate him and show levels. I think he's going to beat his ass. The spread on Alvarez, 7.5. I would just go inside distance. I think he's getting a finish. Alvarez wins. If you think it's round one, it's plus 115, but you can get a lot more money at plus 275, plus 325. Depends on if Luque can survive. I can see Luque rocked within the first fucking exchange, man. Oh my God. What's the fight to end in the first minute? Plus 650 is not even wide for a fight to end in the first minute. That's crazy. Alvarez inside distance is a lock. You want to go degen, then you probably chase in second round. Second round win for him, plus 275. Like I said, if you think he's going to get a submission in the second round, it's plus 750. Big degen money. If you think he's going to get a knockout second round, it's plus 550. Of course, first round KO, plus 275. First round, plus 115. He looks like super Yoel Alvarez. I think we got to just look at the scale again. I'm freaked out. Like, Alvarez looks like a fucking animal, bro. I can't imagine the level now. Bro. This looks like a fucking middle. I don't know how he made 155. His neck has doubled in size. Absolute fucking monster. Yeah. Vicente Luque, gonna lose badly here. Alvarez all day. Next fight, co-main event. Deiveson Figueiredo versus Montel Jackson. I've been picking Montel all week. Deiveson Figueiredo coming off of a, minor knee injury, but enough for him to bail out of the fight against Corey Sandhagen. But now it's like everybody's acting like, oh, no big deal. It's no big deal. No, it's a big deal. He had a serious knee injury. Even if it didn't require surgery or whatnot in this, in-depth, year off, it takes a few months to heal. It took 3 months for full recovery. Now, okay, 8-week training camp. So you're fully recovered, but your strength is not fully back, I don't believe. And then 2 months in and bang, 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 let's go. Fight Montel Jackson? Nah, I think Montel's going to win a decision. Montel's got the length advantage, 7.5-inch reach advantage, 5 inches taller. His boxing from the outside's quick. He's got a snapping straight left, works a good long jab from the outside. Pretty good wrestling, but I will say Montel does struggle when you get tied up in the body lock. You can trip him. He does get body lock tripped a bit. It's happened a few times to him inside of the UFC, so something to note about it. But Figueiredo going to have to close that gap, and if he gets on top, can he stay on top? Montel Jackson's a hell of an athlete, guy riding a 6-fight win streak. I have to favor Montel Jackson to win. Figueiredo, I must say, he looked really good on the scale. He seemed very confident at the fighter workouts and at the official weigh-ins. Like, it looks like a Figgy that still has title aspirations. And Montel Jackson, sometimes he looks timid to me. Reminds me of Steve Urkel a little bit sometimes, man. He gives like that worried aura. I don't know, man. My Montel confidence at the face-off, as much as Figueiredo's a lot smaller, like Montel, you just look at their face and the way they're staring at one another. It's like Figueiredo just looks ready to eat this man. I'm a little bit worried about Montel, but he always looks weird at face-offs. And then he gets a 15-second knockout of Damon Blackshear, and then he tunes up Daniel Marcos and wins a dominant decision. You know what I'm saying? Montel's a workhorse. Montel's got a well-rounded game. He's in shape. If Figueiredo wins after that knee injury, that in itself is very impressive. If this fight was a year later, I don't know. I don't know what version of Figgy we got. I'll say this. 3-1 Montel Jackson, after seeing how Figgy's looked all week, seems a little wide to me at minus 325. Figgy at plus 275. I don't like the odds here. I worry about the odds, especially after the face-off. There's some aura about Figgy. He's got a lot of confidence, and I do take the face-off confidence from Figgy into consideration. I look at the betting side. So Jackson to win by decision at plus 115. Figueiredo to win by submission at plus 800. Figgy by sub. I know Montel's never been finished as a professional, but Figueiredo's submission game is fucking nice. 9 subs, 9 KOs. I don't think it's crazy to go Figueiredo to win inside the distance at 6-1. I'm going to say that. Gambling side, if you're looking to throw something straight down, and Montel, be wary of him in your parlays. If you're looking to throw something straight down, 6-1 Figueiredo by KO for what it's worth and what could be. If Figueiredo was 100% recovered, fighting confident, he could catch Montel, because listen, Figgy dropped Marlon Vera. You got to respect the power. Figgy went 5 hard with Petr Yan. Of course, against Sandhagen, it fell apart. Figgy could be in this fight. I won't lie to you, man. The more I think about this fight, if we have a Figgy that looks like he did against Yan, he's going to win. But it depends what Figgy shows up. I feel like as the week on, my God, I feel torn on this fight. I'm not pick flipping a third fight. I'm gonna stick with Montel. But I will say I didn't love the face-off. I think that Montel wins a hard-fought decision, but I just worry a bit about Montel getting finished. Caught with a big shot and then subbed. So plus 600 ITD or even chasing a damn submission prop at plus 800 for Figueiredo doesn't seem like an awful idea for a guy that's a former world champ. Because this line just seems a little crazy to me. I don't think Montel should be minus 325, even minus 225. I like him at minus 175. That's my odds for him. Minus 175. That's not what we're looking at here. But Figgy with the knee injury, like what if he injures the knee in the fight? What if the same thing happens? You know? That's the worry. So I'm going to go Montel Jackson as the official pick, but proceed with caution because we don't know what version of Figgy is showing up. We don't know how the recovery process went. He could be botched. This could be wash Figgy. He could have abs and all, and he could look confident, but he got nothing left. Because let's be honest, man, a knee injury affects your ability to move, your ability to use angles, your ability to explode. Figueiredo's always been really good. I got a bug flying around me. Really good at his movement, his ability to dart forward, close the gap, land hard straights. If that's affected, this could be trouble. You know, years ago, I picked Montel Jackson with confidence against Brett Johns, and he lost, and he burnt me. I hope that this is not the case. But if you're betting Figueiredo, I do wish you luck because Montel's burned me in the past when he looked like he was a lock. And this fight right here, I don't know. Weird aura about it. But still, I'm going to proceed with caution, but I'm going to proceed with the Montel pick. But I do think Deiveson Figueiredo has upside for that inside distance bet. So the betting side on the opposite side, Figgy by finish, I don't think that's crazy. If you like the dog, you like the dog. Main event of the evening. If you guys haven't, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe it up. We got Charles Oliveira versus Mateusz Gamrot. I love this matchup, and I also love Charlie O in this matchup too. I think that he's got another one or two high-quality performances. I get it, the red flag all around. Topuria knocked him out bad in round number 1. Topuria is God-given gift of knockout power, okay? Topuria hits with a different level of power. Gamrot cannot match that power, not nearly match that power. Gamrot's more of a volume attacker. Gamrot's a pressure striker, pressure wrestler, in your face, push a pace. Charles Oliveira has the punch advantage. I think he's got the better boxing. I think Charles Oliveira has more power. We've seen Mateusz Gamrot dropped in the past. Charles Oliveira has the jiu-jitsu advantage and more of a submission threat. I'm picking Charlie O because he is more live for violence throughout this fight. Whereas I think for Mateusz Gamrot to win, it has to be pressure wrestling for 5 rounds and then a unanimous decision. Where Charles Oliveira could go out there and win by a submission. He could drop Gamrot, club, and sub him. He could knock him out and finish him with big shots. And he could also go out there and win a war in a 5-round decision if need be. I feel like Charles Oliveira has another good performance in him. And he's not dealing with a dangerous knockout striker on the opposite side. I think that's perfect for Charlie O. I think Charles Oliveira can beat Mateusz Gamrot. I can see him hurting him with punches. Gamrot's recovery is pretty good, for sure. I give him credit on that. Benny Dariush dropped him, though. If Oliveira lands clean, Oliveira could put Gamrot out. I'm going Charles Oliveira inside distance. I think he's getting a finish. I think Charlie O is going to do it, guys. I felt the confidence at the damn face-offs. I feel like he looks absolutely pristine and ready. I could see him catching Gamrot with a check left hook, a straight right down the center line. I think he could box him up. I think he could threaten with subs. I think he could get on top of him. Also, Gamrot coming in short notice. Remember against Jalen Turner? He struggled bad on 10 days. Granted, he had more time for this one, but he struggled bad on short notice in the past. There's Gamrot. Looks good. Listen, Gamrot looks good. Both guys in shape. Both guys ready to go. Face-off was fucking spectacular. Oliveira did not fucking wince, did not move. He held his ground, got right in the face of Gamrot off rip. Gamrot looked like an angry pit bull trying to come at him, and Oliveira just out dogging him at the face-off. The energy battle of the face-off, the posturing and all, Charlie O handled it. I think the body language tells me Charlie O's confident and ready for war. Something tells me Charles Oliveira's got a spectacular performance coming. I'm feeling the Charles Oliveira finish, and he turns back the clock. At home in Brazil, the confidence has to be crazy high. And dealing with the guy in Gamrot, who the danger threat just isn't substantial, you got to assume Charlie O is feeling pretty good about this matchup. He looked fantastic at the weigh-in. He looked confident at the face-off. Everything to me is pointing towards a Charles Oliveira wow performance. And I'm going to predict that Charles Oliveira has that wow performance here against Mateusz Gamrot. The odds for the fight have Oliveira as a slight underdog. Minus 105 for Charlie O. I'm saying he does it. I think he beats Gamrot. Minus 115 for Mateusz Gamrot. Gamrot better be perfect with the pressure wrestling. He's going to get caught. Oliveira's going to hurt him with something. And I think Oliveira can then jump on a neck and strangle him. I do think this fight goes over 1.5 at minus 310, but with Charlie O's power, I mean, listen, it's always possible. It could end at any time. And the submission threat of Charlie O, jumping a neck, taking a back, club and sub, always possible. Oliveira inside distance around plus 115 to plus 145, I do think is live. Oliveira to win by KO is plus 335 with sub at plus 250. Oliveira round 1 plus 600. Can you imagine he gets a first round finish? I'm feeling like Oliveira's about to put on a performance, man. Oliveira most significant strikes minus 105. I say yes. Obviously, Gamrot most takedowns is 7-1, but he could end up losing that. Could end up being not takedowns. Oliveira over 39.5. Depends on if there's a finish. If there isn't, obviously, yes. Spread on Charlie O, 5.5 plus 120. I think that's the minus 5.5. I think they got it flipped here. Yeah. For Charles Oliveira to make it close, minus 190 to lose by 5.5 points or less. I do think that's live. Because if Gamrot wins at minus 190, I think that's live. I don't think we see Gamrot finish a Charles Oliveira. Whereas on the contrary, I do think that Oliveira is live for an inside distance. I feel the inside distance. I see him catching Gamrot with something big. I see him threatening with submissions. I see Charles Oliveira having a hell of a performance, man. I think he's still got it. I think the Topuria loss is one of those losses where it's like, then your stock dwindles. But look what he did to Volk, and then look what Volk did with Diego. I'm going with Charlie O for the dubs. I'm going to predict him to pull off the victory. I think that he beats Mateusz Gamrot at home in Brazil with a Charles Oliveira wow factor performance. When he's on, he's on. Look what he did to Gaethje in a war. And Gaethje's got fucking power. Gamrot doesn't. Gamrot's going to pressure wrestle Charlie O and beat him. He's going to choke him out. He's going to grind him out for 5 rounds. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, Oliveira had a bad night against Michael Chandler, but he still won dominantly. Okay, fight before that, he could have beat Sarukian. Different judges, he's winning. So he could be 3-1 in his last 4. Beneil Dariush, quick KO. Lost to Makhachev, lost to Topuria. 2 masters of fucking fighting, period. Oliveira is one of the masters, too. The champion has a name. It's Ilia Topuria. But Charles, now Predador, Oliveira, I think that he has a breakout performance coming at home in Brazil. I think he thrives and shines at home. I'm telling you, he's going to have a different aura about him, a different confidence, and I think that he looks ready to go and perform. I'm going to pick Charles Oliveira to pull off the win by upset in the main event against Mateusz Gamrot and stay amongst the elite in the world in this lightweight division. I am excited as hell for this main event. I love this spot. I'm feeling real good about Charlie O. Feel like he's ready to perform. I really think he's going to catch Gamrot with some big shit on the feet. He's going to hurt him. And I think he could definitely threaten with a submission too. Charles Oliveira to pull it off in the main event of the evening is going to be my prediction to close out the prediction portion of the show. Those are the UFC Rio picks, but we're not done yet. I do want to talk about some parlays. Now, the parlays from Wednesday, we have a beautiful slate, but you notice something? Walter Walker was in so many of them. So you could move forth with these parlays and it is what it is. Now, I wanted to mix in some props and whatnot for some other parlays to give you guys more versatility. And some of you guys might be voiding these through and, you know, surviving on it. But I think some of you guys, maybe you're like, fuck it, the money ain't worth it. You want to cash out, restart, do something new. I figured, you know what? Let me drop a template post-Propaholics. On Propaholics, we talk some prop parlays. So I wanted to blend in some prop parlays, all right? At the bottom, I'm going bottom up. Alvarez by sub, Aswell KO, Petrino inside distance, Polastri inside distance, and Pinto. Plus 25,814 is the DGen Lotto ticket of the night. Alvarez sub, Aswell KO, Petrino ITD, and Pinto plus 6,220. You take out that Pinto call, still 3 money lines at plus 2,799. Alvarez sub, Aswell KO plus 1385. All right, still money coming. Throw a little over 1.5 Oliveira Gamrot, a little over 1.5 Lacerda Oliveira, a little Pinto, a little Ramos, a little Petrino Polastri. You got plus 1,119. You keep Ramos in the slate, but you take out the Oliveira Gamrot finish and you keep the same lineup, plus 825. Lacerda, Oliveira over 1.5. Pinto, Alvarez inside distance. Oliveira, Gamrot over 1.5 plus 575. Alvarez inside distance. Pinto and Lacerda, Oliveira over 1.5 plus 413. Lacerda, Oliveira over 1.5. Alvarez inside distance. Oliveira, Gamrot over 1.5 plus 210. Now plus 315. It's the same one, but over 2.5. Sweat that one. Petrino, Alvarez, Polastri, Aswell, plus 209. Petrino, Alvarez, and Aswell, plus 157. Some post-weigh-in adjustments. I think that big three at plus 157 is a lock three leg. You like Ramos instead of Aswell, plus 146 for the alternate. Aswell and Petrino, plus 118. And then Alvarez, Petrino, most confident, minus 174. For something different. Now, of course, you're not going to play all of these. Neither am I. Okay? We're going to pick through what we feel good about. I really do think Petrino, Alvarez, and Aswell at plus 157, if you're looking for something that feels like a three-leg lock, stands out. Obviously, have some fun with the lottery ticket. Go Alvarez sub, Aswell KO. Throw some crazy shit down. There's ways to mix and match it and go, Savage D-Gen mode or keep it a little on the safer side. But I wanted to blend something different for those that are frustrated with Wednesdays. And it's like Wednesday's flair is all thrown off because the Walker fight is off. It's thrown my rhythm off. So I had to bring a little something different for you guys. Also, you want to go crazy here? This is something I wrote down at plus 910. Petrino, Polastri, Aswell, Ramos, Alvarez, and Pinto, right? Kind of nuts. There's the D-Gen one I wrote down on this page here. Plus 25,000, which this is fucking just lotto ticket zone. Complete D-Gen lotto ticket zone. Now, I will say, if you feel like, hey, I believe in Charlie O, you want to go with Charlie O for the dubs, there's ways you can spin it. Charlie O to win. Yoel Alvarez inside distance. All right. Alvarez ITD should go out and handle business. My God, I think he will. All right. Minus 275. Plus 160 for those two. Line that shit up. Line it up. Line it up. You think Aswell's going to get it done? Plus 332. You think Petrino wins? You got plus 464. You think Polastri wins? Plus 577. I think this could hit as well. I really do. I kind of want to do a lotto ticket of not just what I'm predicting, but just lotto ticket shit. Oliveira, Figueiredo, Alvarez wins inside the distance. I wish they had it inside of 2 rounds. Petrino to win. I'm going to go inside distance here for Petrino for the lotto ticket's sake. Plus 1730 for that, okay? Who else I want to add on this slate here? Go Aswell by KO. You predict it. Aswell gets a knockout. Plus 9,781. Ramos should pull through. Plus 15,093. You throw in Pinto. Bam. Plus 33,020. All D-Gen. This is like for, a few bucks. You're not throwing $100 at this. If you are, good luck. I hope you win. All right? Just some extra shit to spin it to you guys. I like giving the in-depth calls. Now, I'll say it as usual. Not gambling advice, but I'm telling you what I'm thinking about the fights. See where your research lines up with mine. Don't just blindly tell. If you're throwing a couple bucks, a different convo. But if you're really going after it, you should be doing your tape study, your research, and seeing where we meet eye to eye on certain calls on the card. If you're not tuning into my Thursday show that I just started, Propaholics, you are missing out because Propaholics is the most in-depth prop deep dive on the damn internet. We're looking for the true savage props every Thursday. I'll be honest, holy shit. I was live for what? 3 hours, 15 minutes yesterday doing it. And we found some magic for it all. And all the notes are also on the Discord. So if you're a member of the channel, you got access to the Discord. The full written version of the show is live on Discord as well. So definitely check that out. I love you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys turn the post notifications on. Make sure you guys become members if you want to, take a step further and support me and join the members only lives. Join the Discord. Check out some of the exclusive content that I'm dropping for that. And per usual, share the video if you really like it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the predictions. I want to hear from you guys. Nothing to say in the comments, but just enjoy the content. As always, W in the chat to boost the algorithm for your boy. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all for the Fight Companion. Much love. Good night. Peace out.